It's time now for Call of the Wild, the official weekly coaches show of the Wenatchee Wild. Stay up to date with your team all season long with Call of the Wild. With head coach and GM Bliss Littler, here's the voice of your Wenatchee Wild, Arch Ecker.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Call of the Wild, your weekly Wenatchee Wild coaches show. I'm Arch Ecker with Wild Head Coach and GM Bliss Littler. We're going to talk a little bit about the games from last week and foreshadow this weekend, where we have a little bit of a homestand kicking off. But we'll start off last Wednesday in Penticton. And obviously, the Penticton V's have been a team that have always been kind of circled on the calendar, maybe partly on the part of the team and the coaching staff. The fans certainly looking forward to it. It's one of the marquee matchups in the league, and it played out to be exactly that.
It did. The first 10 minutes, we just held on. That they really took it to us, and we knew it was going to be that way. We told our guys we're going to have to weather the storm, that they're going to come very hard, and they did. And we're fortunate we made some plays, and then it turned into a track meet. The college coaches were there that they thought it was an outstanding hockey game, and obviously goes to double overtime where either team could have won that one. But again, for us to get our first win in that building, we feel pretty good about it.
When you talk about a track meet, what wins track meets? Speed. And both teams have some speed, but a couple of the guys that are more notably fleet of foot on your squad, one of them's August Von Unger in Sternberg. He comes up with the shorthanded goal. He's one of those guys where if he gets the opportunity with some open space, he's usually going to capitalize.
Well, his feet are the thing that make him special. That he does that one thing exceptionally well. That he's got just an abundance of speed, and when he uses it, he's a difference maker. That's for sure.
The game-winning goal scored by Jasper Weatherby, double overtime, right? Gets behind the net, and we've watched him bury wraparounds time and again, but this one was just a little bit different. Threw a little shoulder fake and completely got the goalie to bite. Is that something you've seen him work on in practice, or is that just a spur-of-the-moment creativity thing? Where did that come from?
Coach Mendelson says he's been out before practice working on that move with him.
Of course he did.
Yeah. You know what? He's one of the things that Jasper does exceptionally well is from the dots down offensively. I think he's outstanding, and from behind the goal line, he makes a lot of things happen. You never know where kids pick stuff up at. I'm guessing he saw somebody do that on TV. That I can't think of any drill that we were actually doing that we were worked on that move to try and make a player better in that situation. But I think that's part of learn to be a student is when you see something that somebody else does, you pick it up, and I'm sure that he's got his list of power forwards that he emulates his game after.
I would imagine that part of a coach's practice plan is allowing for a certain segment of practice for players just to go ahead and freewheel and freelance and try things, do those kind of plays, and maybe work out things with their line mates.
Well, we're very fortunate with our building is that we have all kinds of ice for the players to use, and whether it's before practice or after practice, and we definitely do a whole bunch of individual skill work with our guys, and whether it's at that time or a lot of times before practice, we'll take 20 minutes and we'll just tell them, hey, you pick a skill. Okay, you pick a skill that you want to work on, and we'll just kind of float around as coaches and encourage guys with what they're working on. And I think that's important. It goes back to the days when we used to play outside or play on a pond where you could play all day and work at certain skills. And hockey's become so structured that from mites all the way on up that you got to have coaching for everything. And sometimes it's very important for kids just to go out there and make plays by themselves.
Back-to-back wins over Penticton, 3 wins in a row, feeling pretty good, rolling into Vernon, and wham, we ran into a brick wall.
Yeah, there wasn't much to like about that effort. They took it to us. Again, they were better from coaching to you name it. Everything they did better than we did on Friday night, and I think it was a great lesson for us that think when you have some players that are new to the league and realize what you did a couple nights before, that in this league you better be ready to play. And we definitely weren't. And Vernon had a little revenge on their mind where we took it to them last time, and they that was a butt whooping.
Of course, Parents Weekend too, and that tends to fire teams up a little bit. Fortunately for your standpoint, I know at one point when you're looking at the schedule and you see all of these 3-game weeks, they stack back to back, and you hate seeing it. But on the other hand, having the opportunity to come back and get on the ice very quickly to try to shed what happened on Friday in Vernon and be able to get back on home ice the following night, the guys made the most of that opportunity as well.
We did. It was, I think guys wanted to get that rotten taste out of their mouth, and we came out, and it looked like a completely different team. We came out, we played well, got pucks behind their D, and made a lot of plays. We're physical, won a lot of foot races, showed good team discipline, good compete, good sacrifice for each other. There wasn't not much not to like.
By the time this show airs on Thursday, we'll have already played Wednesday night in Trail, and we've got Friday night with the Powell River Kings coming into Town Toyota Center. And that's a team that, at least in my experience in the time that I've been here, I've seen some hard-fought games between two quality clubs. Powell River's got a lot of veteran presence. They got speed, they got strength, and they're a fun team to play against in a way. And I'm certain that after coming up short up there in their building, the guys will be looking forward to Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt. That going up there that first trip, we had a lot of adversity. That we were playing without Vanderbeck to start with, and then we go into Chilliwack, and in the first 10 minutes, we lose Svikowski, and then we lose Sauter. So we're without 3 of our top 4 forwards, looking for a little identity at the time, and we played an extremely veteran team, an extremely well-coached team, and a team that never beats themselves. That They just don't stub their toes very often, and you know what, they were the better team that night. But I know that our staff doesn't like being put in that situation, and hopefully we can show signs that we've improved and give them a better game Friday night.
So that's what we're looking forward to next, a home game Friday night against Powell River. It's the only home game of the weekend, Saturday, a rare off night. It's the last non-holiday weekend night that you'll have off until at least March and beyond, however far we can take it. And I know that we got our calendar circled all the way to May, blocked out. So that's your next opportunity to see the Wenatchee Wild, Town Toyota Center, Friday night against Powell River. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Call of the Wild. Have a great week, everyone.
You've been listening to Call of the Wild, the official weekly coaches show of the Wenatchee Wild, a presentation of the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.